and welcome back to India Business Insights. Today we'll see how electronics manufacturing revival is happening in India with the manufacturing of smartphones in India. While India did see the emergence of Indian mobile phone brands like Lava, Carbon, Micromax, and Intex about 15 years ago, they were largely manufacturers of cheaper feature phones, often based on Chinese designs and supply of parts. Even these companies ran into severe problems around 6 to 8 years ago. So, how is it that India has emerged as a large manufacturer and exporter of mobile phones and holds promise of more to come? Before we go further, I urge you to stay right till the end and subscribe to our channel and like and share this video. While mobile telephony in India started 30 years ago, it became a mass product only in the first decade of the 21st century. More and more phones in use are smartphones, with access to mobile data and several features. An average smartphone is more powerful than a laptop a few years ago. So, what is a smartphone? While there is no standard definition of a smartphone, it is generally accepted that a smartphone has significantly better multimedia capability and internet access. A smartphone also allows multiple add on applications ranging from a built in camera to compass, plus millions of add on apps. In terms of software and applications, it has a wide range available. With all this, the phones have developed very highly sophisticated displays and interfaces, large storage capabilities, and huge processing power. So, a smartphone is a significantly more sophisticated device from the erstwhile feature phones. Manufacturing of smartphones. The manufacturing process of smartphone assembly involves intricate tasks from integrating processors to assembling display panels and batteries to doing very minute assembly of components. Even the casing and other parts involve very high precision engineering and manufacturing. While the early mobile phone entrants such as Carbon, Micromax, and others have been making smartphones, this industry in India has been largely dominated by the Chinese manufacturers. The exception being Samsung, which has been a dominant company at almost all price points, and Apple at the premium end. Section 2, Indian players like Lava, Carbon, and Challenges. While most of the early mobile phone manufacturers have started as feature phone manufacturers, they got into manufacturing of smartphones, particularly after the launch of 4G telephony in India in 2012. Lava and Carbon, despite making early strides, encountered financial troubles and, in some instances, bankruptcy. The ability to keep up with the rapid pace of innovation, global competition, and changing consumer preferences proved to be formidable challenges. Further, all the companies realized that they need to be a part of a broader ecosystem of vendors and suppliers to be successful at manufacturing of smartphones. Nevertheless, their contributions laid the groundwork for the future of smartphone manufacturing in India. In fact, almost all of these are now looking at making stronger comebacks, like Lava International filed a DHRP in 2021, however, has yet to come up with an IPO. Evolution of the market. While these larger Indian pioneers were suffering, the world's largest mobile phone manufacturer set up the world's largest smartphone manufacturing plant in 2018. While Samsung had a laptop manufacturing plant in Noida since 1996. This plant was set up with an investment of Rs 4,000 crores. The Samsung plant doubled the company's manufacturing capacity in India to 120 million units per annum. While this plant was set up mainly to supply to the domestic Indian market, Samsung has emerged as a very significant exporter of mobile phones from India, with the fiscal year of 2023 exports coming down to US $4.9 billion. This is bigger than each of the Taiwanese equipment manufacturing services, that is EMS players, Foxconn, Wistron, and Pegatron, which assembles iPhones for Apple Incorporated in the country. Of course, as we'll see later in this video, Apple phones put together are by far the largest exporters of smartphones from India. India is the second largest mobile phone producer in the world and the world's fastest growing market for mobiles and mobile application. There are about 750 million smartphone users, and the number is expected to hit 1.5 billion by 2040. India is set to become the second largest smartphone manufacturer in the next 5 years. The export value of mobile handsets increased from approx $25 million dollars in fiscal year of 2014 to 15 to a whopping $4.4 billion dollars in fiscal year of 2021 and 2022, and further doubled to over $8.5 billion dollars during the fiscal year of 2022 and 2023. India's mobile phone exports are expected to cross 1.2 trillion rupees, which is about US 14 billion at the end of this financial year, reaching a major milestone propelled by the government's thrust on phone makers such as Apple and Samsung to manufacture locally. The exports would account for nearly one third of the total domestic production of mobile phones, projected at about 4.1 trillion rupees in fiscal year of 24. The Indian Cellular and Electronics Association said on Thursday. The total number of mobile phone subscribers in India went up from less than 4 million in 2000 to cross 100 million sometime across 2005 and 6, and then crossed 1 billion around 2015. Since then, while it has grown slowly, the phones have become smarter and more sophisticated. Feature phones versus smartphones. The total smartphone shipments to the domestic markets in India was 152 million units in fiscal year of 2023. In fact, there was a significant slowdown in the smartphone market in India until middle of 2023. It is only after 5G related upgrades were announced and the launch of several premium models that the smartphone market in India started growing again. In fact, during the first of half 2023, while the smartphone market in India showed a negative growth, the feature phone market surprisingly grew by 9%. Most of this growth came from a sharp increase in the sales of 4G feature phones. This growth was also fueled by the launch of Reliance Jio Bharat. Lava and Itel have emerged as the largest players in this segment, while the favorite from yesteryear's Nokia has also emerged as a prominent player. According to Counterpoint Research, a significant 290 million subscribers still use feature phones in India. Popular brands and positioning. As per earlier cited Counterpoint research report, Samsung emerged as the largest brand in the Indian smartphone market with an 18% market share, followed by Vivo and Xiaomi. While Samsung was the leader for the fiscal year of 2023, in quarter 4 of CY23, Xiaomi again was the market leader. Apple, with 10 million units, was the market leader by revenue for the year 2023. The growth of the premium market is also aided by financing options, with over one third of the smartphones were purchased through financing schemes. The premium phone market, with a price point of Rs 30,000 plus, grew at 66% in the last year. During 2024, the market is expected to grow an overall 5%, mainly on account of premiumization, lower cost 5G services, and better macroeconomic conditions. Chinese companies in India. The entry of Chinese companies like Xiaomi, Oppo, and Vivo marked a paradigm shift in the Indian smartphone landscape. Some of these companies have set up basic manufacturing operations in India. There have been, however, many concerns about data privacy, etc., coming from the use of Chinese smartphones. Some of these companies have also been accused of tax evasion and money laundering. While these companies provide extremely affordable priced phones, there is now an increasing mistrust on these companies. Going forward, it is expected that the global brands with Indian manufacturing and local Indian brands may begin to gain market share from the Chinese companies. Let's have a look at the government policies and incentives. The Indian government has played a pivotal role in steering the growth of smartphone manufacturing through strategic policies and incentives. Initiatives like the Production Linked Incentive, that is PLI scheme, provide financial benefits to companies manufacturing smartphones in India. The PLI scheme aims to boost local production, create employment opportunities, and enhance the competitiveness of the Indian manufacturing sector. By providing incentives based on production targets, the government encourages companies to invest in advanced technologies, research and development, and sustainable manufacturing practices. While the PLI scheme has been instrumental in attracting investment and fostering a conducive environment for manufacturing, there is a growing consensus that further enhancements are needed to sustain and accelerate this growth. International giants making in India. Recognizing the vast potential of the Indian market, global smartphone giants like Apple and Samsung have made substantial investments in manufacturing facilities within the country. This not only aligns with the Make in India initiative but also demonstrates their commitment to the Indian consumer base. Apple, for instance, started assembling iPhones in India, contributing to job creation and showcasing a long term commitment to the market. Samsung, a key player in the Indian smartphone industry, has established extensive manufacturing facilities producing a wide range of devices locally. Further, due to various events in the recent years and the geopolitical situation, most global companies want to diversify their supply chains. Significant amount of mobile phone production has already shifted out of China and is more likely to shift in the coming years. India and Vietnam are expected to be the biggest beneficiaries of this shift. Let's have a look at success stories, international companies in India. Delving into the success stories of international companies manufacturing in India unveils strategies, challenges, and contributions to the Indian economy. Apple's decision to manufacture iPhones locally not only reduced import costs but also allowed the company to offer more competitive pricing to Indian consumers. Samsung's commitment to local manufacturing has not only strengthened its market presence but has also positioned India as a significant hub for smartphone production. These success stories underscore the symbiotic relationship between global companies and the Indian manufacturing ecosystem. Going forward, many more international brands are expected to start manufacturing in India. There are indigenous ODM players like Dixon Utilities, which started manufacturing mobile phones, have recently announced signing of an agreement with Motorola to start manufacturing for them. As a local ecosystem develops with component suppliers, subcontractors in specialized areas, and others, many more international brands will follow the early entrants like Samsung and Apple to India. While the manufacturing costs in India are lower than China, the component costs in China tend to be cheaper. With increase in volumes and increasing value addition, this difference is also likely to narrow down in the coming years. Lastly, popular models in India's specifications and pricing. While there is an intense competition among semiconductor manufacturers to launch more and more powerful processors for phones, the customer is also looking at upgraded aesthetics. So, it is expected that there will be a huge OEM focus on CMF across different price points. Counterpoint research also expects a growing trend of audio video enhancements in smartphones powered by features like Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Vision recording. Consumers can also share their video content on short video platforms like Moj in Dolby Vision. Also, this incorporation of Gen AI in smartphones is expected to contribute to the development of more personalized content and smarter digital assistants. Foldables will also become more popular in the premium segment as more OEMs are coming up with foldable devices. And it is expected that the shipments will cross the 1 million milestone in 2024. There has been a slew of models introduced by most of the major players in the markets at every price point. We'll do a separate video on the various smartphones available in the Indian market. The highest excitement created by a new phone which has been launched with Samsung S24 series with Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chips. The highest anticipation in the market is, of course, for yet to be launched Apple 16. So, even though the Apple 15 was launched only a few months ago, the market is eagerly waiting for the new Apple phones. Besides Samsung, OnePlus 12 also has Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip. Samsung has been meanwhile perfecting its fold technology and is likely to launch new generation of its foldables in the second half of the year. The other exciting phones already launched or likely to launch soon include Xiaomi 14, Nothing 2A and Redmi Note 13 series. In conclusion, the journey of smartphone manufacturing in India is a captivating narrative of growth, challenges, and transformative government initiatives. While until a few years ago, most of the growth of mobile industry relied on large-scale imports. International companies have thrived. The need to enhance schemes like the PLI initiative is crucial. Strengthening these policies will encourage more players to invest in local manufacturing, solidifying India's position as a key player in the global smartphone market. As the smartphone manufacturing ecosystem develops in India, we will see an increasingly larger number of phone models. Also, thanks to the investment by major players such as Apple, Samsung, and some others, we can expect India to become a significant hub of global smartphone manufacturing in the years to come. The growth of exports during the current year is extremely encouraging as it is expected to go up to US dollars 14.5 billion from a little over US dollars 8 billion last year. We hope you found this video enjoyable and informative. I would urge you to like and share the video and subscribe to our channel if you do not want to miss any video updates from us. Until next time.